everybody. Welcome to the Flippin reality show. My name is Andrew, and we're going to go and see one of my buddy Paul's new fix and flips. Actually, he's actually finished it. It's some kind of, I don't know if it's a condo or a townhouse, but I can tell you it's about 1.5 miles away from the Cardinals Stadium, which for some reason the name is escaping me because it's changed 8 names in the last 9 years. But let's go learn and see what it's all about. Cool. Let's knock on this door and see if Paul's home.
Andrew,
there he is.
Back to my crib.
Oh, MTV crib, Flippin' reality cribs.
Well, you're just in time because you know what? We're going to look at some things that didn't get done on this little fix and flip here. So it's called a punch list, guys. When your contractor is all finished, you go back in, you inspect their work, and you got all these little things that they overlooked, and you make this list, and it's called a punch list, and your contractor's got to come back, fix all these things for you so that they can actually be done with the job. So you interested in seeing what kind of stuff this guy's overlooked this time? Yeah?
I tried to do it cool with the camera, but it's a work in progress.
So it's a lot of little stuff, right? I mean, if you look at this place, you walk through here, most people are going to be like, oh, this is beautiful, looks great, right? But you really need a discerning eye, especially when you're running a construction job, a flip job or whatnot. This is all going to come down on you, and or potentially, you know, when you get a buyer, and then they come out and they look at the house, they bring an inspector in here, the inspector finds all these little things, you get this big old long binzer, and the next thing you know, your buyer's canceling on you because they don't think the house is worth what it's worth, right? So you want to come out here and find all this stuff before they do, because you don't like binzers. Binzers, and for those of you who don't know what a binzer is, that is basically the potential buyer saying, you know, I want this stuff fixed. So let's look around at what he missed. First of all, right here, this is kind of fun. This is actually my fault. That's why I'm going to start with this one. There was a hole right here with some wires sticking out, and we grouted over it and painted over it, and this is actually where the thermostat belongs. So you want to have some AC in here come summertime, it's handy to have a thermostat. So we need to pull that out, put a thermostat on right there. What were the other things that they missed? Let's see here. There was some things in here. Let's go in this bedroom. They said holes in the wall. So there's a little thing right there, right? That looks like a hole in the wall, doesn't it? It's really just a little something that they forgot to pull off before they painted. And then there's also just a couple little things you can see barely. There's a little hole here, you know, from the old curtain rods and things like that. Just little minor stuff. And then that corner right there, that could potentially be, now that's just, it wasn't cleaned well and it wasn't painted well, but people would look at that and they might see that that's evidence of termites. So they just need to run a scraper on that and put a new bead on there to where it's nice and clean.
Wait, hey, so tell everybody what you saw when you first came in here in this room.
Oh, in this room? Well, like in that corner right there, that was like, you know, a whole bed of live roaches.
Oh my gosh.
So, like I said, that residue didn't get cleaned up very well, and that's why the paint didn't stick very well, and it's got that little bubbling and pocketing look into it. But now that it's all clean and looking, there's no roaches, because we killed all them. They're gone, trust me. Just that paint didn't cover it, but now somebody would look at that and go, oh, well, it looks like you might have termites going up here. So that could be something that we need to look at. In the bathroom, was there anything in this bathroom?
No, let's see it though. Turn on the light.
Bathroom's good, okay. Take a look at the beautiful bathroom. She's gorgeous.
And then, so the whole tub and shower has been resurfaced, right?
Yeah, it's not new. It was resurfaced. It was dingy yellow before. And now it's beautiful, bright white.
Nice.
So, what's the other thing? Out front, so there's no doorbell. There is a doorbell right here, but as you see, when I push the button, you hear anything?
No.
No, because it's not hooked up. There's no doorbell ringer thingy in here, right? And then also, too, it's wired out to the front over there. So if you've got that security gate locked up, how's anybody going to knock on your door or ring your doorbell, right? You need something out there. So
you'd miss all those Amazon packages that we're addicted to.
So it is wired out there, but we don't have any kind of a switch. So we need to put the switch in. figure out where this comes into and put a little, bell in here. And then there's also too, this is supposed to run, this one runs the light in here, which is great. You can see that. That one turns on and off. So your porch area is all lit up. But there's also a porch light right in front of the security door again. And that's what this should run, but it doesn't do anything. So I think we just need a new, we need a new light out there, obviously. That one's probably just shot, so. And then look at that threshold right there. That was another one. We got half a threshold. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Let's
Right.
put a whole threshold in. That one's kind of obvious, but you know what? That's also partly our fault. That's something that we didn't tell them to do. So, hey, that's the way it works. All that stuff back there is perfectly good in that other bedroom and bathroom.
I just wanted to check it out real quick.
Go right ahead.
Again, this has all been resurfaced. Nice and clean. It's not a huge place, but you have to understand that we're 2 miles or less from where the Arizona Cardinals play. And
1 mile up the road.
what?
1 mile up the road.
1 mile up the road, and right where that stadium is Westgate, which is this whole walkable area that is incredibly fun, like almost anything you could want. So even though the place isn't gigantic, it's definitely in a hot area.
Yeah, that's the party every weekend around here.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, the kitchen. Kitchen looks great, doesn't it? Except for
look at the floor.
Except for my stuff all over. I'm glad you mentioned that. 2 things in here. One's a little minor one, and I'll show you that first. And that's just this up here. This light it's got three outlets. This bulb was in there and lit up, so it was very obvious that one was missing. So we're just missing one bulb up there, and so that needs to be done. But like you just mentioned, the floor looks great, right?
It does.
Here's the thing. The floor we kept. That was, that's good looking tile. There was no need to replace that. We did end up having to replace the cabinetry. We were going to keep it. It looked pretty good. But once we started getting into the sides of this and stuff like that and the bottoms, it was just so waterlogged and bad that, it just couldn't be repaired. So we had to take it out, put in new cabinetry. But now if you look closely along here, look at the new cabinetry. What's all that? Big old gapness going on, right? Same thing over here on this side, So they got to come back and put some grout in there and fill those gaps in. So like
now for all these people who want to fix and flip on their own someday, or are currently thinking about, man, I'm in the middle of a fix and flip and everybody wants an updated kitchen. So you put new cabinets in. Why did you choose these?
Why did we choose these? We chose these because of something called the dollar bill.
But there's also a style and a finish and
Yeah. Well, this shaker cabinet is this is the shaker. This little square kind of thing is called a shaker cabinet. It's a style, and it's a very popular style these days. White is a very popular kitchen color these days, which is this gray and white pattern that we put in this whole place. Is very popular going on in the world today. People like this very clean feel and clean look to houses. I guess it's a product of the generations, I guess.
Yeah, I remember as a kid in Chicago. Now, granted, we're in Phoenix, but as a kid in Chicago, it was dark wood tones. And warmth, and now that's
stone rocks and natural looking stuff. And now it's more like what's the word I'm looking for? Sterile.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, a more sterile kind of an environment. So that's why we went with the white and with these, and where we get these, these are relatively inexpensive, and especially for this. Small $115,000 condo. You're not going to put. There's no need to put $12,000 worth of cabinetry in here, right?
Right. So what's the ballpark for this size? Just so you guys get the real picture. Ooh, and I almost died on camera, but we'll keep it. Just so you get the real view. Right here is in the living space. Right here's the kitchen.
Yep. I'm the stove.
So what's a ballpark to replace the cabinets for a place that size right there?
Oh, this size right here, $2,000.
$2,000?
Yeah, somewhere in that range, maybe two to 2,500. I don't have the breakdown on the numbers on this exactly to tell you exactly what they were, but this kitchen in its entirety with new countertops, sink, cabinetry, knobs, the stove, the dishwasher, not even including the fridge, because fridge is not considered a fixture of the property, but all of this total probably $4,500 to $5,500.
Okay, so a lot of the houses, especially if you're in that sweet spot in this valley, at like $280,000 ARV and less, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. I see a lot of 1,600 square foot houses. Yeah. Okay, so what would be a ballpark when you're just walking in and you walk into a place? You're like, okay, 1,600 square feet. They got a tiny little island, and you got to redo the kitchen.
Well, you got to figure a house that size is not going to have a kitchen that's a whole lot larger than this. So you're not looking at a whole lot
really.
More money. Realistically, you're probably looking at your appliances are going to be the same price. You're just talking about a few extra pieces of cabinetry and a little bit more countertop. Otherwise, it's kind of the same. So, from 45 to 55, now you're probably looking at, 55 to 75, depending on where you want to be.
Okay, and the countertops are new?
Yeah, these are just Formica countertops. We didn't do granite in here. But they look like it, don't they? Sweet.
Yeah, they look nice.
So there you go, guys. That is what you call a punch list. And like I said, you got to have a very discerning eye when your contractor says, hey, can I get my check?
All right, because rewind in the video.
Hold on there a second, Charlie. Let me go check out your stuff and then see what you did, right? And then you come in and you look at all this stuff, and obviously sometimes there's things you're not going to see, like, hey, are we going to catch the doorbell realistically? Do we come in here and ring the doorbell? No, probably not, but you want to try to catch as much stuff as possible so that when your buyer comes in here, and then your buyer brings an inspector in here, and the inspector, he's going to spend a couple of hours here, where you're probably going to spend about, maybe 30 minutes. He's going to be here 2-3 hours, right? And he's going to look at every little thing. He's going to check every outlet. He's going to flip every switch. Oh, that was one more thing, yeah. I think the outlet in the bathroom in that bedroom's not working. So we need to switch out one outlet, and that one over there is just ugly, so I'm going to have him switch that one out too.
Under the window?
Yeah. It can probably be cleaned, but I don't know. It looks like it might be kind of worn down, scraped in, so we're going to replace it. So yeah, you have that discerning eye, and come out here and get as many things as you possibly can on your punch list. Have your contractor come back in, finish up all the little tedious things that their contractors hate punch lists, because they want to get on to the next job, right?
Right.
They got to come back here, spend a few hours or a day or whatever it is, knocking out all this little tedium when they just busted through and got all this work done, Now they got to come back and do all these little things, like little paint touch-ups and who knows what, right? And so, yeah, they hate them. But it's a necessity, and you got to definitely want to pay close attention when it's your turn to go out and check their work. So there you go, guys. Punch list on the Flippin' Reality Show. Have a good day. We'll see you on the next one.
Peace.
Go ahead and hit the thumbs up below. Give us a like, and go ahead and subscribe and follow us so that you'll get a notification when the next video is ready for you to watch. All right, see you.